Welcome back to the Horror Hive. We still getting into our Scream fan theories. We got a whole month to go, so that means we still got a whole month of stuff to talk about. We got a Super Bowl commercial coming our way that we know gonna spoil the whole entire movie. A lot of people already saying the spoilers and the TV spots that they already put out gave away way too much, but we all know this is a reason why a lot of people do not watch trailers, because a lot of people can dissect a trailer and put together a movie without even watching it. But Scream is going to be in theaters on March the 10th. I'll be going to see it on March the 9th is the earliest I can find right now. I'm trying to see if I can catch something on the 8th. But I didn't purchase the tickets yet, but they already listed. You can already buy them at every theater around me starting at 5:30 on the 9th. And be sure to stay tuned because I'm actually putting out a safety video, yo. Like, it's been so many mass terror attacks that we gotta be safe when we going out to see any scary movie or any movie in general. So I'm putting out a little, like safety video because you never know. Somebody might actually be a fan of the Scream or the Stab movies and actually might try to be Ghostface. So let's make sure we be prepared to take down Ghostface. And for those of y'all that think I'm joking, I always remember when the Batman movie came out and old boy went in there and pop, but Google it. Like, I ain't even gonna talk about that in the video. Just trying to raise some type of awareness to let y'all know that it might seem like I'm kidding, but I'm really not. Let that take us right into our video today. And I've been talking about this video in a lot of videos on my channel, but it's finally time to talk about my wild card. It's time to talk about Charlie. Now, let's take a moment to calm down for a second because I know the comments gonna be filled with it. The comments is filled with it and all of my theories, but I don't give up. But I'm just letting it be aware. I like the way he's awareness. Fully aware of where Charlie was stabbed. Fully aware that so many people are going to say how unlikely it is for him to survive and this, that, and the other. But it still doesn't change the fact that at the beginning of Scream 5, Charlie from group called Terror. So I know it's going to be in the comments anyway, but I'm just letting y'all know that I'm ready for y'all. But at the end of the day, it's Hollywood. And I just like to explore some crazy fan theories, some great food for thought, some good things to get your brain cells moving, and add some excitement to the build-up of this movie. So we start off Scream 5 in classic Casey Becker form. Lonely girl all at home, parents away, and Ghostface calls. The girl answers and for some reason proceeds to have a friendly conversation with a stranger, only to find out that this friendly stranger is Ghostface. And he about to strike to kill. I just want to point out that I think that starting off Scream 5 in classic fashion, I think that was a nice touch. A lot of people have already voiced their opinion or typed their opinion all over the internet that they thought it was kind of cheesy and a serious downgrade, but I don't think nothing's going to top Drew Barrymore, Casey Becker. You got to remember, Drew Barrymore was supposed to be Sidney Prescott. So Drew Barrymore, she couldn't take on that role, so she had to leave us with something memorable, and that's exactly what she did. Nothing will ever compare to Casey Becker. Let me never say never, because just let me never say never. But as of yet, no Scream opening has ever compared to Casey Becker. Drew Barrymore, shout out. But when the discussion came out about who she was talking to on the phone in the mysterious Ghostface voice, he said Charlie. Now, this has gone on forever and ever around the internet since the release of Scream 5. And it's been broken down and said that they were just paying homage to the character of Charlie or whatnot, but we're coming to it in a new realm of characters. And in the new realm of characters, who knows Charlie? Why would they use Charlie? And I also want to keep in mind that when the phone rang at the beginning of Scream 5, they zoomed in on the call and the call said unknown caller. I want that to freeze in your brains. Just keep it there to the end of this video because this is going to be kind of important, I think. Now let's back up for a second, because also to start this off, Amber was texting Tara, and the most reasonable explanation, even though when she texted, I never said this is Amber or this is not Amber, we'll put a still shot of that up on the screen when I get to that part of the editing. The easiest thing to say is because Amber was revealed as the killer, that it was just Amber saying that it wasn't Amber. But really, what if it wasn't that? What if it just really wasn't Amber? Like, what if it just really wasn't Amber? But if it wasn't Amber, then who could it have been? And that's where Charlie comes back into play, because it might seem like I'm crazy, but if you really just stick to the simplicity of it, Charlie just told you that he was Charlie. Skipping around a little bit, I know that it's typical of Scream to have 2 killers in every movie. We all know the exception of Scream 3, and we can all debate about how and why we got to the point of just it being 1 killer, which is Sidney's half-brother Roman. But what if Scream 5 was just another Scream where it wasn't 2 killers, and it wasn't 1 this time either? What if it was actually 3 killers in Scream 5? Now, hold on to the unknown caller part. Just keep holding on to that. But if I'm just straightforward reading the writers and the way they wrote this opening scene, they wanted us to know that it was an unknown caller. They wanted us to know that it wasn't Amber. Like I said, it'd be easy to say they just wanted to throw us off for the movie, but I'm saying for the purposes of this theory that they clearly wanted us to know that it wasn't Amber. And once again in the opening scene, they pointed out that it was Charlie calling from group. I had to come back and add this part to the video because I know that also in the comments, everybody's going to come and say, yo, it was a whole nother killer. It was Richie. But y'all got to remember, Richie wasn't there. So he was just missing all through the night. Like Sam didn't know where her boyfriend is to take a trip all the way to Woodsboro, go and try to kill her, and then, like, come on, no, this was just a plan to lure Sam back to Woodsboro, and Richie was never there the night prior. Now, I want to fast forward a bit in this video, and I want to come to the end of Scream 5. Everybody know that it is traditional Wes Craven fashion in the Scream movies that when it's going to be a sequel, we get like a Ghostface flash scene at the end of the movie. It happened in Scream 1, it happened in Scream 2, and it did not happen in Scream 3, it did not happen in Scream 4. It did, however, resurface in Scream 5, tribute to Wes, of course, but look a little deeper into it. The final flash scene wasn't such traditional of Wes Craven fashion. It's usually just a random like Ghostface, like, ha, I scared you type flash. But this one, I think it was more of like a hidden message, more of like a hidden detail. Because in this one, this Ghostface appeared outside of Stu Marker's house, wiping the blood off the blade like he does when he's done with a killing and moving on to the next killing or moving on with his life to the next thing that he feel like doing, before we get the next appearance again as Ghostface. And then it flashes out, takes us to the credits, and we know that it's going to be a Scream 6. So I could be looking a little far or deep into this, but I think they just hinted to us that it was a third killer. It was another killer there. I mean, Richie and Amber were just so sloppy. They were just so sloppy. And I think they got even sloppier at the end. Now, hold on to the unknown caller, because that's going to come into play. Now, here's a interesting part about the video, because we all seen the trailers. We all know by now that Kirby is back. Kirby survived. And we all know that Kirby and Charlie had a thing. Charlie was the one to, quote unquote, kill Kirby. But like I just said, we found out that Kirby survived. So for the first time ever, we have a character that we, thought was like presumed dead, even though that was controversial for 30 years. We had a character that was presumed dead and stepping back into the Scream universe. Now, something interesting that I just want to point out is that if Charlie is the one that struck on Kirby, Like, I feel like, Ghostface was on a rampage. If he wanted to kill Kirby, he would have killed Kirby. So the fact that Kirby is surviving, I'm hoping that in some type of way, we get from Kirby that Charlie let her survive. Like, he purposely didn't kill her. Maybe he saved her by stabbing her. Because we all know Jill is a lunatic, and I don't even think Charlie trusted Jill. So that would just be to save Kirby. Like, I don't know if they was already smashing, or he knew he was going to be smashing soon. Like, he let her live. I don't know if that was a conversation that they had, or if it was just him acting off emotions. But if he missed that target, he missed that target on purpose. We get an Easter egg of Kirby and 5, and we get Charlie's name at the beginning of 5. Like, all of this is actually interesting to me. Like, I know my channels be wild with the fan theories, but this one is actually interesting to me. I don't know if I already mentioned this in this video, but in the comments and stuff, when I've been interacting with the community and interacting with other YouTubers communities, everybody just says, they were paying homage or they were paying a tribute to Charlie. And I'm just saying, like, out of all the characters in Scream, and out of all the Ghostface in Scream, Stu, Billy, somebody is going to pay homage to Charlie? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. But I always say I'm just one guy with one opinion. But that, like, you paying homage to Charlie? Like, somebody that showed up in 4? Like, nah, bruh. Nah. Charlie is by no means, and I love the character, I love the actor, but by no means is a Scream legend to be paying no homage or paying tribute to. They need to be paying homage to Neve Campbell and paying her to be in the damn movie. But I guess I'm playing. No, I'm not. I'm serious. But let's jump to the end. Let's jump to the end of 5, where we get, kind of the original, the ending of the original Scream back in 96. But we know Neil Prescott, like, popped out of the closet, like, after everything was said and done, all tied up. But, in this one, Sam found Tara upstairs all tied up, and Tara came down and cleaned house to say the day, But y'all know the part where, like, Amber goes to get Tara, and she's like, oh, we got a problem, she's not here. And the phone is ringing, and then Sam says, it's for you. And then they zoom in on the phone again, and once again it says unknown caller. Now, hold up for a second. I want to go back and watch everything and double check myself, but then again, I don't. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it the best way I know it off of my brain. But first, let me ask the question, like, was that Tara calling? Was that Tara calling? And if that was Tara calling, did she, like, steal Richie or Amber's cell phone? Or did she dial star 67 on her own phone so it can pop up on the landline as unknown caller? Richie never answered that phone, and that's when I come back into, they were like really, really sloppy. Amber and Richie were the sloppiest Ghostfaces that ever existed. Roman did it all dolo. My man had the technology back in 2000 to take everybody's, like, Roman did everything dolo and came out way better than these two put together. But, like, I'm just saying, like, like, who would really be like, okay, I gotta help my sister, I gotta help this situation out, let me dial star 67, and, like, nah, if you gonna call, you just gonna call to distract. So that's just funny to me. That's real funny. Who is this unknown caller that called both at the beginning of Scream 5 and at the end of Scream 5? At the beginning, we know that it was Charlie calling. At the end, Richie didn't pick up the phone. Was that Charlie calling? Whew. Now let me take a deep breath. Now, again, Kirby is back, and Kirby and Charlie are kind of tied in together. So if Kirby is now FBI, like, her keeping Charlie safe, or keeping this identity of Charlie concealed, this becomes easy for now 2 Woodsboro survivors from that incident. And I also want to note at the end of Scream 4 that it went off with the news and everything still reporting that Jill was a hero and a survivor. We never got an updated news story or an update on that. So it seems like it might have been a little bit left out in between that we could get a flashback to in between 4 and 5 or in between just 4 and 6 in general. But there you have it. There is my Charlie spiel. I know that people are really aggravated, bringing up old characters and this, that, and the third. And some of my videos coming over the next couple of weeks are going to be scenarios where there are new characters. Because let's just be honest, none of us have ever predicted in a Scream movie. So nobody, you might have predicted Billy or Stu in Scream 1, but you didn't predict both of them. And in between Scream 1 and Scream 2, you wasn't guessing that Billy, Loomis's mom, and Mickey were going to be the killers in Scream 2. You wasn't guessing that Sydney's cousin was going to, half-brother was going to be the killer. We wasn't guessing this stuff. We've never went into a movie directly knowing who a Ghostface is. So this time, it seems like we're doing it different because we're thrown off with the backstory, the tying in with the legacies, and the mask. But we also need to realize that it may just be new people, as it's always been. Scream is kind of breaking the mold now. Maybe it'll completely break the mold. We have to wait and see for those answers. But what do y'all think about what I'm talking about, Charlie? Did I mess something up? Did I miss something? Can y'all correct me in something? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. This is not a confrontational community. This is a community that's just trying to get all the pieces together without trying to get the behind the scenes sources and the facts in order to spoil the movie. Trying to put these theories together spoil free in an interesting and fun fashion. So if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. It is a lot more content coming just like this. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.